Hi fourth graders, this is Mrs. Best. I'm going to be posting the video this week reviewing how to do 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication. So we learned this way back in October and November, and I just want to review it with you. So the first problem we're going to do today is 35 times 67. And typically you're going to see the problems written like this. This should be review for you. So the first way that we learned to solve this problem was by using an area model. So I'm going to write that here. Strategy number 1 is an area model. And this is when we draw a box to start and we break apart this 35 and 67. So if I'm going to stretch out 35 and make it into expanded form, I'm going to write 30 plus 5 because I have 5 1s and 3 10s, which makes 30. I'm going to put that across the top. And then I'm going to put 67 the same way along this side. So when I stretch out 67, I have 60 plus 7. And remember, this form is called expanded form when we stretch out our numbers. And it makes it easier to multiply them when they're written like this. So then I'm going to draw, every time I see a plus sign, I draw a line. And this is called my area model. So now that I have my numbers stretched out, I can begin multiplying. So remember, it doesn't matter which number you multiply first, as long as you're multiplying correctly. So I always start in the top left. I'm going to multiply 60 times 30. And I don't know my 60s facts or my 30s facts off the top of my head, but I do know my 6's facts and my 3's facts. I know that 6 times 3 is 18, and I have 2 zeros there. We practiced this trick in class, so I just have 2 zeros after. 60 times 30 is 1,800. Now, I can move to this box next, the bottom box, but I like to stay top, to go left to right, top to bottom. So now I'm going to multiply 60 times 5. And same thing here, I don't know what my 60s facts are, and I don't want to count by 5s 60 times. That will make me go crazy. So I'm actually just going to multiply 6 times 5. What's 6 times 5? If you were in class with me right now, you would say 6 times 5 is 30. Now there is 1 0 in my problem, so I'm going to add that 0 right here. 60 times 5 is 300. Now I'm going to continue on. I'm going to do 7 times 30. Same thing here. I can just do 7 times 3, which is 21. And then I can't leave it like this because I have a 0 in the problem, and I have to add 1 0. In the last box, I have 7 times 5, and because you know your multiplication facts, you know that is 35. Now, what all these numbers are called are your partial products. And this should be review for all of you, but I'm just going to remind you the fancy term. Now, I know you all remember that once we get all 4 partial products, we add them together. The most important part when you're adding these 4 numbers together is that you line up the place values correctly. You did all this work, now we just have to add them. If we put something in the wrong spot, it's going to give us the wrong answer, so take your time. I'm going to start with the biggest number, which is 1,800. The next number is 300, so be very careful with lining up your place values. My 1s are lined up, my 10s are lined up, and my 100s, and so on. The next number is 210, followed by 35. Now, when I go and add these all together, I add them all up. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 5 is 5. 0 plus 0 plus 1 plus 3 is 4. 8 plus 3 plus 2 is 13. 8, 11, 13. Put my 3 here, make sure I carry my 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. This is kind of a crazy answer. It's 2,345 or 2, 3, 4, 5. So the answer to any multiplication problem is called the product. And this was just one way that we solved a 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication problem. This strategy is called the area model. We multiplied to find the partial products, added them together, and we got our final product. So this is one way you can solve this problem. As fourth graders, this is how we learn to multiply. Eventually, you're going to want to be able to do this using this standard algorithm, which we also learned many, many months ago. So I'm going to show you that strategy as well right now. And either way you use to solve them is fine. I would prefer you do whatever is easiest for you. So we're going to do one more problem together today using 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication. So this next problem we're going to multiply is 24 times 91. And our second strategy for multiplying these numbers is called standard algorithm. If you are working on this math with your parents, your grandparents, aunts, uncles, siblings, whoever you are working with, they might be the most familiar with using this strategy. Remember, you use whatever strategy you feel more confident with. So, when we are multiplying this way, we're going to start in the ones column. I'm going to start down here at the 1. I'm going to multiply 1 times 4. And you know your multiplication facts, 1 times 4 is 4. We put that right here. The next step is to multiply 1 in the ones times 2 tens, because this 2 is in the 10 spot. So 1 times 2 is 2. So we've multiplied just up top 1 times 24. Now we have not multiplied this 9 and the tens by anything yet. So we're going to put, it's called a placeholder 0, and reminder, we have done this before. Just a reminder, we always put that 0 there. Then we're going to start multiplying by the 9. So we're going to multiply this 9 by the 4 and the 2. So 9 times 4 is 36. I cannot put 36 like this down here. I have to just put the 6 down here, and then I carry the 3 to the next place value. So just like addition, we carry and then we add it back later. Now I'm going to multiply 9 times 2. And I know that 9 times 2 is 18. And then I add 3, and that's 21. So my answer is 21. I don't carry this one, the 2 this time, because I don't have anything else to carry it towards. So down here I write 21. And then I have to add all of these together. So 4 plus 0 is 4. 2 plus 6 is 8. 1 and 2. So my product is 2,184. So this way is a lot less work as far as writing, but like I said before, I really want you to make sure you are picking the strategy that works best for your brain. If you are choosing to do the area model method, that is fine. I like that method. It takes longer, but it is easier to understand. This is standard algorithm. If you feel like you are fast and you are understanding exactly what to do here, go ahead and solve it using this method. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. I'm going to post a worksheet for you to do in this week's resources. And also you can just create your own multiplications problems to do on any piece of scratch paper at home. For example, I can just make up a number. You all know my favorite number is 17, so maybe I want to multiply 17 times 17. Maybe I want to multiply 32 by 59. Doesn't matter. These are problems that you can generate on your own. Maybe you multiply your favorite number times your dad's favorite number, or whatever. Create your own problems and practice at home. Send me any questions you have or any work that you are proud of. Talk to you soon, fourth graders.